One Piece. Okay, so let's. All right. I told you Kyoshiro was gonna be the hype. Like, I love him already.
Bro, Oda, man, bro, you said it, bro. You said Oda was going on fucking full speed mode, man. He's going full on driving that fucking car, bro. This shit, it feels like shit. This feels like how every One Piece arcs like is starting to pick up, right?
Oh yeah.
Like shit's like I was like, at first I was like, okay, everything's gonna calm down. He's gonna relax. Everything's gonna be, cool. But
no, bitch.
Oda kept this shit going, bro.
No, listen. First of all, like that shit was. It's obvious that he's like the true fucking leader of this entire thing, right? Like, did you notice how like Orochi is really just a figurehead? You can tell because Orochi wants to be mad at Kyoshiro. And then he's like, oh, God damn it. And then he chooses to direct his anger to the child instead. Even though Kyoshiro's the one that killed her, he's like, well, I guess it had to be done. So fuck you, child, Like, so it's clear that, Orochi is playing bottom bitch to Kyoshiro here.
It's crazy to me how cause I wasn't expecting. Well, we know how Oda is.
Oda and deaths is a strange thing, and considering I don't know how I feel about this because like if she's dead, that'd be awesome. But here's the thing, I think that she is Momo's fucking sister, so I don't see her being dead.
I mean, it'll be a crazy thing, right? It'll be one of those like I don't know what reference I can compare it to, like how like you thought you thought a character was gonna be like more than what he was, and so kind of like how Barad, right?
Like rip them out. I have a good comparison. I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna talk longer. I'm eating bread. So no, you know what I would compare it to? You remember Ponzu from fucking Hunter x Hunter?
Mm-hmm.
The girl with the bees in her hat, bro. Fucking her and Pokol. Togashi set up like they were gonna be important in the Chimera Ant arc, and then they die like the second episode they're in. I love that shit.
Something like that, right? You thought like it turns out, she was Momo's sister, and she was gonna do something, but Oda killed her off.
I mean, that could be awesome. Like if Momo shows up, like. I know my sister's here somewhere, and then they're like, oh yeah, we buried her like 2 days ago. There's her grave.
So that's a time paradox, right? Because eventually they're going to have to go back to the past, right? Is that a thing?
It's not a time paradox. What the fuck are you talking about?
Time paradox.
No, that's not how that works. Remember, the time fruit can only go forward in time.
Oh, so they can't go back. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, then shit, she's there. There's no bringing her back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like remember, that was kind of the whole reason that I didn't get salty about that fruit. Because if you could go back in time, that would be incredibly broken and open up a million. I mean, whenever you introduce time travel into a series, it fucks it up. Like, Fairy Tail did it. You saw what happened. Like, you have to... So, like, the only real way to make it work is if it's only jumping in future. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Oda made it very clear that Lady Toki, the original user of the fruit, could only jump forward and forward. So basically her life was like, she would jump forward a bit. This era sucks. Let's jump forward a bit more. She kind of had to make a gamble. Like, do you ever watch Futurama?
Yep, I love it.
Do you remember the episode of Futurama where they had a time machine that could only go forward?
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like that.
with Fry and them,
yeah, they had to keep going forward. So, like, that's basically what Lady Toki did. And then she kept jumping forward until she found Odin and fell in love with him and decided to stay in that era. Which is why also people assume that she's from the Void Century as well.
Bro, you know how great that would be?
Oh, yeah.
Just no more slavery sucks. Let's go jump forward.
Which is why when you're all like, Shanks is going to have the time fruit, I'm like, literally, there's no battle applications to that. Like, it's literally just jumping forward in time.
You can make probably you could probably make another.
Unless you wanted to go crazy with it, like he jumps forward like milliseconds ahead just to like throw off his opponents.
Because Oda always has like a different application of one fruit.
Right, the awakened version or something.
Yeah. What he could do, it could be instead of like jumping full burst, it's like not pre but like it's like a better version of observation hockey where you can like jump
like
forward in time.
Already has. Bitch,
Yeah,
it's
but
not gonna happen. Get off that stupid fucking theory.
it's a theory. It's a theory.
It's
I'm
a
riding with it
shitty
until
theory.
Oda confirms it. It's a theory until Oda deconfirms it.
All right.
Time fruit Shanks.
Right.
Or clock fruit.
Stop.
I love it.
Why do people want that? It's so fucking cringy. Like, what's great about Shanks is that he's that powerful purely by focusing on, like, his inner skills, you know, hockey and his own body. Like, that's kind of Shanks' whole thing. Like, look at him. He's a normal-looking dude. He has one arm. His sword, I think King of Lightning described this beautifully. His sword is a fodder sword. Like, you look at that sword he's holding, that's like some motherfucking fodder pirate in a filler arc would have that sword. Like, I love that about Shanks. Like, he's got fodder equipment and, like, fodder-looking dudes, but he's amazing. That's kind of his point. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't even know where that should be. That time.
It was a video game. In a video game, they just decided to arbitrarily give him time travel abilities because they just wanted to give him something, and then everyone flipped their shit.
I didn't even know that. What video game? What? Okay.
I'll have to. If you look up Shanks time video game, I guarantee you'll find it. But yeah.
After the video, that shit's fucking funny.
But yeah. So another thing, I know it's not central to the story of this chapter, but I did want to bring up the return of Eneru in a cover photo. It's been a while. I've missed him.
That means the man's gonna return.
Dude, he needs to. Like, and actually, I'm quite excited to see King of Lightning's reaction because, as we all know, that is his favorite character. I just need him to come back. Like, I just really want him to. That's all I got on that, but, like, fuck, that'd be amazing. Let's see, other things here. So, we got some Robin action, and I'm happy about that.
So, it's funny. You know, it's funny how I read her attack in the Japanese voice.
Oh, yeah, because you've seen the Mifflin. Yeah, totally. I do every single time as well.
But like One Piece is that famous where you can just like, you know what? It's like you can hear the ability like in their head. You can hear them say it.
No, my favorite part is like I do that too with every manga I read. Like with Hunter x Hunter's current manga, there's like a handful of characters that carry over from what's been animated, and then there's a bunch of new ones. So I have like this normal, you know, it's just my voice reading all the other characters, and then once it gets to like Kurapika, I'm like, and now it's Kurapika's voice.
Bro, so
how about that Robin action though? Like for real, like it's just nice to see. It was one beautiful panel, but we got Robin action, and I'm happy about that. And many people will be.
And should we put some respect on Brooke's name, Bone Kichi, right now?
She's been calling him that the entire Wano arc, bro.
Go look at that shit. Look at that fucking shit. That shit is beautiful. That shit, he's in his element right now.
Yeah, no, really, especially considering this is an entire island that, like, believes, like, heavily in spirits and ghosts and shit. Like, he can basically just, like, he can solo the Wano-verse, let's be honest.
I am dead, bro. Oh, man.
Now, interesting developments here. That ninja that's been, like, crawling on the ceiling, he almost looks like he's wanting to, like, I couldn't tell if, like, because he just kind of shows up and he's like, oh, fuck, you're Shinobu. And we get a little flash of what Shinobu, actually sexy Shinobu back in the day. And she proceeds to hit him in the nuts. So I'm wondering, like, considering how, like, chill he was with them, is this, like, ceiling ninja wanting to, like, join their side? Like,
I don't know.
I almost, like, because it seemed like he's just, like, crawling there, like, oh, Shinobu, you know, I don't know, it's strange, but, like, maybe it was just supposed to be, like, oh, I remember you from ninja school, ? I don't fucking know. I have no idea, but, like, it was an interesting interaction, but, yeah, go ahead.
Was that the manga stream translation?
He just says, Shinobu, so you're alive, the bewitching, enchanting Kunoichi, the man killer, and then, no, wait, I think I confused you with someone else, and then she hits him in the nuts. I just thought it was weird how he didn't immediately attack. Well, I just thought it was weird how he didn't immediately attack them, which made me think that maybe he was, like, trying to talk to them. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, but she got upset. She must have put on a few pounds, but it's okay.
Well, no, she got upset because at first he was like, oh, you're the bewitching man killer Shinobu, and then he, like, looked at her, and he was like, no, I think I messed up, because she's ugly now, that's the joke. As we all know, in One Piece, once you hit, like, it's like somewhere between 40 and 50 where you go from just smoking hot 10 out of 10 to unfuckable. That's how Oda does. There's a golden age.
Oh man, feminazis do not like that at all.
Unless of course you're Shocky. Shocky is immune to this. Does he remember who Shocky is? You better fucking remember who Shocky is.
I don't.
Leave. You're fired. You're fired. This is just a solo red channel now.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
No, wait,
good luck on the channel by yourself.
I need diversity, Thurman. No. Shocky is Rayleigh's wife.
Ah.
The bar owner.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know who she is.
And she's like fucking 55 or something, and she still looks like that.
Oda has favorites.
Oh, yeah. Well, also, Oda, let's be honest here. Oda is, he's said in the past, he's like, listen, I like drawing hot women. Get the fuck off my dick, right? Like, I appreciated that about him, you know? Like, he's a man who, I think Oda sat down and he was like, listen, it's fucking Rayleigh. He cannot have an unattractive wife. It would be an injustice to the Roger Pirates. That's what it was. All right, let's see here.
Oda knows Oda's a man who knows what he wants, and he draws what he wants. So
yeah, and he ain't and unlike Tite Kubo, he's not gonna be fucking turned off by Twitter trolls. If you don't know what I'm referencing, Kubo is seemingly reversed to Byakuya's death in Bleach when Twitter trolls got to him. Yeah, Oda don't give a fuck, and I can respect it. Now, Shinobu doing the first useful thing she's ever done, collapses the fucking ceiling, which is great. And if you remember, it's because she has that, like, she can, like, age shit. So I assume she just, like, rotted the fucking ceiling. And that was actually, like, oh my god, useful! Thank you! And then, oh my god, page 11, for me it's page 11, manga stream, Kyoshiro just looking amazing. Like that panel showed up, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, there are panels where it's just like, and that is a cosplayable man right there. I want to see cosplays of this guy's stat.
The way he cut her, man, damn. It was just like woo.
Now, let's talk about the important thing here, right? He cuts her, but like, there's a single panel where, okay, for me it's page 14, lower left. He's holding the Kozuki clan, like that little thing they've been passing out to rebels, remember? I think that's him. I think that's it. It looks like it's him, right? Because there's like a bloodstained sword next to it.
Yeah.
So, does that mean that he either A, found that paper on Komurasaki, or B, he himself is part of the rebel stuff? What do you think?
Shit. I don't know, because if he's as strong as Oda's hyping him up, it would be a shame for him to be an ally.
You're right. He's got to be. Yeah, I'm hoping that he got it off of Komurasaki. You know. Yeah, no, that makes more sense, right? Because like maybe that could be why he killed her. That could be why he was like, no, you are gonna die because clearly you're a traitor or something. That'd be cool because I do want him to be a villain. You're right.
Because I mean, the way I could see Oda doing this is like he was one who was like really into the old shogun, but you know he's one that isn't like he's one of those like rare samurai that isn't really like held by like you know their customs, you know that
all about that like honor shit.
Yeah, that follows their customs, but not to T. Like someone who's into religion, but you know still gambles and shit like that. You know, someone who believes in the faith. But they
pick and choose which parts they want to believe. Yeah,
something like that. He could be something like that, to where like he was like honored the shogun, but like something came up, and after he died, he was like, okay, well, I must have a man who doesn't really honor a dead man, so he like went to like the new shogun or something like that.
It's clear he doesn't respect Orochi at all. Like, you know, we've seen him. First time he showed up, he was like snickering about him, and to this point where he's just like, and he does this like reverse psychology. Like you could already tell this man is like he's playing with him. Like he really is. Like he's like the second in command who's really like basically using his leader because you know he comes up and he's like, what the fuck? Why did you kill her? And he's like, well, you know, she crossed you. Nothing could be done. You know, like that's really because like the argument he's using is something that Orochi really can't argue against because if he does, it would show how hypocritical he is in front of people, right? So clearly Orochi just wanted to put the fear into Komurasaki, but not actually kill her. You know what I mean? Whereas Kyoshiro is like, okay, I know you don't want to actually kill her, so I'm going to do it, call your bluff, And then you're going to be like, you can't go, if you're like, I'm going to kill you, and then someone else kills her, like, why'd you kill her? I was going to keep her alive. I mean, like, it doesn't look good for you. So he really backed Orochi into a corner where either answer he gave would be hypocritical for him. And that, again, he's playing with him, he's toying with him in mentally and manipulating him for sure. And I love it. He's fascinating to me. He really is pulling a Lucci to Spondum situation here, right? Whereas Lucci would always follow Spondum's orders, but like he almost like how a genie would, you know what I mean? Where it's like, all right, Lucci, do this, and he'd do it, and he's like, oh, I didn't know you wanted me to do it like that. You should have been more clear. I always loved that about Lucci. Like, what was it where? Oh, it was something like, like, oh shit, I hear the Straw Hat coming, and then Lucci's like, yeah, I've been hearing him coming for like the last 5 minutes. Like, why'd you say something? You didn't tell me to. Love that about him. So yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting for sure.
So we'll have to wait and see. It'll be interesting to see what Oda does either way,
Oh yeah. Let's see.
So
now let's talk about Big Ooh, Mom
Nami.
Nami. Oh, Nami utilizing the Zeus, of course. She got her power up buff, and I'm very proud of her for that.
Ninja art, bro. Thunderclap.
Well, they're calling anything ninja art. This art.
Thunderclap, bro.
I mean, yeah, no, she's I'm really happy for Nami. Like, Nami's definitely hella buffed right now. Like, remember the attack she did on Big Mom? Like, that was a feat for Nami now that she has Zeus. That was when she did that, Big Mom was like, bro, a couple hundred, I don't know if it was 100, but it was a good chunk of feet into the ground. Like, she was in a hole in the ground, So, like, Nami don't fuck around anymore. And I'm really happy that Nami got the boost she did. I know some people are a little triggered because, oh, well, it nerfs Big Mom. And, like, what I will say is King of Lightning and many others are kind of annoyed of, like, they feel like Big Mom is getting disrespect as compared to the other Yonko, whereas the other Yonko are being treated, like, with, like, the severity and, like, the hype that they deserve, whereas Big Mom's just kind of, Oda's just toying with her. What do you think about
that? That's completely bullshit.
And what do you
Because Big Mom, first of all, they did forget that the only reason why that they were able to survive as long as they did because Big Mom was on a hunger rampage because of a fucking cake. That's the first thing. If Big Mom was serious, she would have soloed. Secondly, the Straw Hats are used to that type of props to where doing shit. They've been doing that shit since fucking Crocodile's spot. So that's more bullshit. 3, that doesn't disvalue her worth as a Yonko because she's still seen as the most powerful. It's even proven this arc that Kaido himself. Kaido says that if she got up here, it'd be a war. If Kaido says it would be no fucking war, then that proves that she's as strong as Oda been having up as a Yonko.
For sure, but I think that the concern that people are having is that she keeps getting nerfed. Like, for example, like, they're in Big Mom's territory. She has the hunger pangs. She can't think right. Therefore, she can't actually fight to her full potential. Now, when we think she's finally going to fight to her full potential, she gets amnesia. It's like, it feels like no matter what, she's always getting nerfed right before we're going to see anything from her. I think is the argument.
She needs to be. If she isn't, One Piece will be over. Luffy dies. End of story. Why are people upset because Oda is making sure that the one Straw Hats are living longer? Like, it's not like it's ass pulls. It makes sense.
Right.
Like, you're just,
it's definitely it's shaky ground, right? Because you have to do it in such a way that doesn't feel obvious to the reader. Because I do think that you can do it in more clever ways than just an obvious nerf, like how he's been doing.
Like here. So my thing is with the cake thing, we knew this. Like, in her flashback, we knew that she has a specific taste for, like, hell, our first introduction of her, per se, is her going on the rampage because they couldn't cook a food for her.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely foreshadowed.
We know it's a disorder, so when people complain that she's nerfed because she couldn't eat the wedding cake that's been hyped up since the fucking wedding was announced, like, obviously it's not like Oda pulls it out of his ass. That's how her character is. And so they use that to their advantage to pull her away. And then this time, she was unlucky enough to get amnesia. Like, people just want to find some reason to make it seem like Oda is making... She's not nerfed at all.
I have a question. And again, this is mostly me playing devil's advocate. for the most part, I'm not mad like they are. So, for example, like if they get to the final battle with Kaido and they end up beating Kaido because he's too drunk or something, that's kind of I think what people are feeling right now. You know.
I get that, but at the same time, it's a character flaw. Like I don't see if it's done in such a way to where, you know, it makes sense. I don't see why people need to complain. It's not like we're a fucking hell. Because I mean, honestly, I don't see how anyone could beat Kaido right now. Anyone tries to beat Kaido right now.
Exactly, and I'm hoping that Oda comes up with a clever way that we don't see coming. You know what I'm saying?
Like if he gets drunk and they beat him, I mean that's not only does that. I mean, not only does that confirm to us that Luffy's not strong enough to beat Kaido to full power yet,
Mm-hmm.
It also means that Kaido is overconfident and that's another character flaw.
Right,
So
and that would only be okay if later in the story we see Luffy beat him at full power, because I think people would be unsatisfied if we're ever at a point where, like, it feels like Luffy gained his goal without fully doing the work to get there.
Yeah, I agree with that, but
Mm-hmm.
I just think people try to overthink, like, because one thing I will say, One Piece does do well with his power levels. So I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
it would be bad if Luffy beat Kaido right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like a lot of people were saying too, if he like for example, he got one shot. If he gets out of this prison and for some reason the prison acts like an off-screen training arc, and all of a sudden he's way more strong without us seeing anything, that would be bullshit. You know?
Yeah, that would be bad.
But like usual, I think a lot of times it's people over worrying. Usually Oda comes through. I'm trying to think. I for the most part, I'm not too worried. I trusted Oda, and I guess just I do want to see Big Mom fully aware of herself, not amnesia, not hunger pang, and just actually full power Big Mom at some point clashing with the Straw Hats without any bullshit in the middle. And I'm hoping we get there eventually. With that, peace.